Imagine your grandparents buying a house in their 20s, on one ordinary salary. Now imagine two university graduates with good jobs, saving for years, and still being unable to buy a small apartment. How did that happen? Europe hasn't run out of land. People aren't suddenly earning nothing. So why has buying a home become one of the biggest financial challenges of modern life? Some blame greedy investors. Others blame immigration. Some blame governments. But the real answer is much bigger, and much more surprising. By the end of this video, you'll understand why millions of Europeans feel locked out of the housing market, and why this problem isn't going away anytime soon. Let's travel back 40 years. A typical family earned far less money than today. Yet buying a home was often much easier. How? Because house prices were much closer to people's incomes. Imagine earning €30,000 a year while an average home costs €90,000. That's about 3 years of income. Today, in many European cities, that same home might cost 10, 12, or even 15 years of income. Even though salaries have increased, house prices have increased much faster. That's the first big problem. Homes became expensive much faster than people became richer. Let's start with simple economics. Imagine there's a bakery making 10 loaves of bread every day. If 10 people want bread, everyone gets one. But what happens when 50 people suddenly want those same 10 loaves? People start competing. Prices rise. Housing works exactly the same way. Europe's population has grown in many areas. Cities continue attracting workers. Students move to large urban centers. Young professionals want to live close to jobs. Smaller households mean more homes are needed. Instead of 4 people living together, more people now live alone or as couples. That creates even more demand. More buyers. Not enough homes. Higher prices. Here's the second problem. Building homes takes years. Governments must approve projects. Land can be limited. Construction materials cost money. Skilled workers are in short supply. Environmental regulations must be followed. Local residents sometimes oppose new developments. Every delay means fewer homes entering the market. Meanwhile, thousands of new buyers continue arriving every year. Demand keeps climbing. Supply struggles to catch up. Prices rise again. Now let's talk about something many people never consider. Interest rates. For years after the financial crisis, borrowing money became incredibly cheap. Mortgage rates fell to historic lows. That sounds wonderful. And for many people, it was. When borrowing becomes cheaper, people can suddenly afford larger loans. Instead of borrowing €200,000, someone can now borrow €350,000. But here's the problem. If everyone suddenly has access to more borrowing, everyone starts bidding higher. House prices rise. Eventually, the benefit of cheaper loans disappears. Because homes become more expensive. Cheap money didn't just help buyers. It also pushed prices upward. Now imagine you're a large investment company. Interest rates are low. Savings accounts earn almost nothing. Where do you put billions of euros? Many investors chose real estate. Homes became investments. Apartment buildings became financial assets. Some were rented out. Others were bought hoping prices would continue rising. This increased competition. Families weren't just competing against other families anymore. Sometimes, they were competing against companies with enormous amounts of money. Then came another problem. Inflation. Construction materials became more expensive. Steel, wood, concrete, energy, transportation, labor. Everything costs more. Building a new home suddenly became far more expensive. Developers raised prices. Some construction projects were delayed. Others were cancelled entirely. Fewer homes were built. Exactly when Europe needed more housing. To fight inflation, central banks increased interest rates. This helped slow inflation, but created another challenge. Mortgage payments became much more expensive. Imagine buying the exact same house. The price hasn't changed, but your monthly payment suddenly increases by hundreds of euros. Many buyers could no longer qualify for mortgages. Others postponed buying altogether. Ironically, homes remained expensive, while borrowing money also became expensive. The worst of both worlds. This is the question everyone asks. The answer? It's complicated. Some cities may experience falling prices. Others may simply stop rising so quickly. Areas with growing populations may continue seeing strong demand. Places with declining populations may experience slower growth. Housing markets are local. There isn't one single European housing market. There are dozens of different markets. No single solution exists. Building more homes, faster planning approvals, better transport connecting affordable areas to cities, more efficient construction technologies, smarter housing policies, responsible lending. All of these can help improve affordability over time. But change takes years. Housing shortages aren't solved overnight. Here's the biggest lesson. People often believe houses became expensive because of one single reason. Reality is much more complicated. Population growth, limited housing supply, cheap borrowing, inflation, construction costs, interest rates, investment demand. They all interact. That's why housing has become one of Europe's biggest financial challenges. The more you understand how these forces work, the better prepared you'll be to make smarter financial decisions, whether you're buying your first home, investing, or simply planning for the future. If you enjoyed this video and want more easy-to-understand explanations about personal finance, investing, and the European economy, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.